What up, guys? Leo here. Want to show you a vid on Candace Owens talking about LeBron James as being ignorant regarding racial and political tensions. Now, do your research, people. Don't believe everything you hear the left-wing media state about Trump. He's racist. He's this, he's that. Look into it. Don't take their word for it. Just look into it. And if you can, leave me a comment. Tell me what specifically you think he's racist about and show some, or back it up with some proof. And I'll give you a good commentary and I'll give you a good rebuttal. All right, with no further ado, check it out.
And look, I would welcome a dialogue with LeBron James. He is, in this regard, an ignorant man. Okay, he does not understand this. I'm not going to refer to him as uneducated, but I am going to refer to him as ignorant. He knows very little about politics.
But that's really the rhetoric, though, everywhere within the black community. The left will accuse President Trump of racism no matter what. But this week, their stated excuse is the president's Twitter attack on NBR star LeBron James.
This president traffics in racism.
These are no longer racial dog whistles. These are foghorns.
The people of color who are attacked by their fellow citizens who feel emboldened to be publicly racist because the president is.
All righty, well, Candace Owens is with Turning Point USA. She joins us now. Welcome aboard. Great to be sitting across the table from you.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. And this is kind of nice. And normally, if you're talking to Tucker, you'd be in a box of satellite. But here we are in studio. Look, you're a young African-American woman. You hear everybody talking about racism. We know racism exists.
Correct.
And yet, with this constant harangue on the president, a man who has clearly improved the quality of lives for African-Americans, the unemployment rate at historical lows, everybody having more money in their pocket, that really adds to personal freedom. What is your reaction to this kind of response to a president who actually said to a lot of people that they're dumb, white and black? How do you respond to all of this?
That's the exact key that you just said. So the left has been operating under this very bizarre assumption that you can't critique a black person in this country unless it makes you automatically racist. That's ridiculous. That's false. I'm critiqued every day. Usually I'm called a porch monkey, and I'm referred to as a lot of racial slurs in my Twitter feed because I'm a conservative black thinker. Mm-hmm. The idea that you can't think somebody has a low IQ, a provably low IQ. Maxine Waters is not a smart person. You can't say that because she's black. You know, that's ridiculous. So president insults a lot of people, black, white, Hispanic. He is definitely not looking at color when he talks to someone. Mm. And quite frankly, the way that LeBron conducted himself in that interview, and I don't want to take away from what he did, opening the school was an incredible, something a person in the room, as Trump said. Don Lemon knew what he was doing for CNN. He wanted LeBron to say something about the president. They couldn't have cared less about the school opening.
That's a great point.
They were there to get that 5-second soundbite to get him to say something nasty about the president, and that was going to be their news story. Unfortunately, he's brilliant on the court. He does not understand how to operate politically.
That's the obsession, is that the media has abandoned its job of informing Americans about a whole host of amazing things that are going on, including the issue of the jobs reports, the nature of what the tax cuts have done. This improves the quality of lives for everyone, but you don't want to hear about that. They only want to hear about things if it's negative about the president. At the same time, you know, we are in a racialist dynamic where race issues are used politically. And LeBron James said, and this is everyone's right, that sports is not enough for him. He wants to make a difference in the world. That's why we're here. We want to do that as well. For him also, though, to accuse the president of trying to divide us and using the NFL take-a-knee protests, aren't those protests the dividing line? And isn't the president defending effectively the country against that kind of racial division?
That's exactly correct. And look, I would welcome a dialogue with LeBron James. He is, in this regard, an ignorant man. Okay, he does not understand this. I'm not going to refer to him as uneducated, but I am going to refer to him as ignorant. He knows very little about politics.
But that's really the rhetoric, though, everywhere within the black community.
That is
generally.
Correct.
Would you
listen,
agree?
The reason why they really hung on to this and why CNN wanted to get LeBron James and they wanted wanted him, they essentially attacked him without him knowing it. And they used him to get this out is because what was also released at the same time, the Rasmussen poll, black support for Donald Trump has doubled since last year at this exact same time.
That's right. 15%
so their rhetoric
to 29%. It's a remarkable transition.
Yeah. So black people aren't believing this anymore. So they're thinking, what are we going to do? They go back to what they always do. They bring a black idol and they have the black idol say to the community, oh, no, this is racist, and hope that we're going to be sleeping and we're going to believe it. But we aren't anymore,
well, I think,
unfortunately.
LeBron James he's a smart guy.
Yes.
And I think perhaps maybe the president should invite him to the White House.
Yeah, I would,
and have a conversation.
If that's too much for LeBron James, I would love to sit down with him and explain to him why the black community is responding and why we like this president.
He's a curious guy. He's a smart guy. He cares about the community. And I think all of this is a distraction. There's too much that we all have to do.
Absolutely.
So great job. Nice talking to you, Candace.